Hey, and welcome back to another review. So today we have Combiner Rook. He is one of the new Protectobots. He is meant for the Defensor, since they had made the motorcycle a chess piece instead of a limb, I guess for scale's sake. They had designed this new character, and I've mentioned before, I'm not collecting all of the Defensor limbs, and a lot of the other limbs as well, just the ones that I think look really good. I'm sort of going to make my own Combiner, just with the ones I like the most. But let's go ahead and get him open and see what he's like. Alright, so we have Rook out of package now, and we've got his comic book here, and just one little note about it is that the illustrator had done the hands differently than what they are. On the toy, his hands are sort of built into the gun, and then on the comic, the gun sits below or above the fist. So, just a minor difference in the design. But the hands are actually the reason I really like this guy. He's a really cool figure. He's got ankle tilt, pointing articulation, and posability. He comes with this sort of taser looking like weapon, and it snaps in here. And this is something I'd hoped that we'd see in these figures, and this exactly covers it. So we've got the port in the fist, and you can put the Combiner Wars big old club hands in there. Give them some nice Hulk fists or whatever. But that's a feature art that really made me like this figure. The one thing I don't like about the overall design, decent color scheme, decent details. This is just personal preference. I hate the little bar that goes across his face. It reminds me of a football helmet. I've always hated sort of that design, especially when it's incorporated into robots. It's nitpicky, and of course if I wanted to I could either replace the head or cut it out, but it's not bad enough to where I'm going to really probably bother with it. It's a cool figure as is, so let's check out this vehicle mode. As far as detail in QC, the only thing I really saw that stood out was there's some blue overspray on the fist, but not that big a deal, but pretty simple transformation. First collapse the legs. That's what's one of these interesting things about all the Autobot toys, is how they've made the legs collapse to accommodate transformation. And this is a design choice I think really stood out about the Generations Cyclonus they'd made. They'd done that, but they lost a lot of articulation in that process. A little bit tight on that one joint. Something. There we go. Alright, all sent together. So, we have a really interesting kind of SWAT vehicle mode here, and it's pretty cool. I actually think this could be a cool repaint into the G.I. Joe Optimus Prime crossover. So the head, I should have turned around. So, it hides everything fairly well enough. And this is one of the few figures that I feel like, when you put the weapon on him, it sort of goes, but that's only because of it's like a turret on an oil tank. So, just kind of cool. So, since we got him in vehicle mode already, we'll go ahead and get him into limb mode. Bring out, zoomed out for you guys. Defensor, since that's who I'll be using this with. And I still haven't found my last two limbs, but I'll use the Autobots for now, just to give you guys an idea. So, put his hand on prow. I've got the Perfect Effect feet on, but I'm using the hands for the Combiner Wars because you saw my last video, my Prowl doesn't accept the Perfect Effect stuff very well. So got that. We'll go into arm mode. So we'll go this way so you can get the double elbow swivel. And fit the hand. Pop it in there. There we go. I think he makes a pretty good arm robot. It's got a nice mass on the upper shoulder. Kind of helps balance out this other end. Prowl, I don't like his pivot point at the shoulder. I wish the mass was a little bit higher, so it might be better to kind of mess with him to get a better look, and I may just end up making him a leg instead. Have not decided on the legs yet, but we'll see. So let's go ahead and throw him just to make this quicker. Just throw this other jet up here. Pop that out. Let that go vertical. Snap the legs back in. And I really love how fast these can go back and forth. Okay. So oh, popped off the hip. Actually put this backwards. Rotate the waist. There we go. So there we have the limb mode. The other way actually had an interesting pivot about it. It might make for some dynamic poses, but we're going to do it the way they intended. So first, just slide off old leg, foot, put him on the side. Sometimes I find it's easier to snap this stuff in sideways so you don't have the joints working against your force. And yep, good. So this one fits just fine with the Perfect Effect ports. Go ahead and back him up so you guys can get a better view. And I think it makes a pretty good leg. I think the hard part is finding another leg that balances him out. But overall, it's a great design for just even bot mode. Even if he wasn't Combiner Wars, he makes a great bot mode. So the hands are even. But it's just a plus that he sort of has this extra playability factor. Anyway, stay tuned as I find more limbs to sort of make my defensor jet stall, and we'll see you guys next time. Take care.